The time is 9 o'clock and you are listening to CHMA 106.9 FM.
And now it's time for your CHMA News. We're broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, the heart of the Maritimes and the traditional and unceded lands of the Mi'kmaq people. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, we'll have your local news, Atlantic update, weather, sports update, and some community announcements.
Hello, I'm Clinton Davis with your local CHMA News. Debate around the proposed gas-fired generating station planned for Centre Village continues to dominate council meeting discussions in Tantramar. At Tuesday night's council meeting, multiple public presentations returned to the topic or touched on it, with residents raising concerns about environment, the oil and gas industry, with one expert offering technical context about how projects like gas plants are built. But first, residents in the Tantramar region are being invited to a community health event focused on heart-healthy eating. The session is scheduled for today at the Church by the Lake classroom space in Sackville from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Organizers say the event will offer practical tips on nutrition and lifestyle choices that support cardiovascular health. The event is open to everyone. And the RCMP say a residential break-and-enter was reported on March 10th in Sackville. The incident appears in the RCMP's daily operation report for the region. They did not release additional details about suspects or stolen items, but the case is listed among active files under investigation. But over in Amherst, police say 2 local men are facing charges after an alleged robbery earlier this week. According to the Amherst Police Department, officers responded to a report of robbery with violence on Spring Street, also on March 10th. Police say 2 victims were assaulted and a backpack was stolen. 2 suspects were later arrested and released on conditions while the case moves through court. And now for our feature story. Even though the proposed Chignecto-Ismuth gas plant was not the first item on Tantramar's council agenda, or main item Tuesday night, it quickly became one of the meeting's central themes. The topic surfaced in several different presentations, from residents and climate advocates raising concerns about fossil fuels to a detailed presentation from an oil and gas industry veteran explaining how facilities like gas plants are built. Peter Higham spoke to council on behalf of Seniors for Climate Tantramar. Higham told council the proposed plant raises broader concerns about energy policy and climate change.
And we do hear some councillors supporting our protests. Though there are no actions to strengthen the opposition to the gas plant, there's no place in this world right now for another gas plant when we have the alternatives available.
Higham argued that municipalities like Tantramar still have a role to play in advocating for cleaner. Higham also reminded council it had already taken a formal position opposing the project earlier this year.
I remind council that in January it passed the motion to oppose the gas plant, demonstrating that different levels of government can and should exercise the right to protect their environments.
But the evening also included a presentation offering a different perspective. Steve Cullen spoke to council about the technical and regulatory side of building natural gas facilities. Cullen told councillors he was not speaking in favor or against the project, but instead sharing what he has learned over more than 3 decades working in the oil and gas sector.
My presentation is impartial this evening. I'm not taking a position with regards to for or against. What I'm presenting to do is explain.
Cullen walked council through some of the regulatory requirements that apply to energy infrastructure projects.
Based on 30-plus years' experience in oil and gas constructing facilities of this nature.
The conversation prompted discussion from council. Councillor Michael Tower told Cullen the information presented reinforced his own concerns about the proposed project. Tuesday night's meeting showed the issue continues to draw strong public interest locally, with residents and advocacy groups still regularly raising the project during council meetings. That's all for today. With your local CHMA News, I'm Clinton Davis here in Tantramar.
And here is your CHMA Atlantic update. Politicians and environmental groups are calling for more transparency from the New Brunswick government after it took nearly 2 days to issue a warning about a chemical spill. Drivers south of Fredericton were left commuting through toxins last week after a 900-litre chemical spill that impacted a 14-kilometre stretch of the Trans-Canada Highway. The chemical spill included the release of hexavalent chromium, a carcinogenic chemical the province says is not dangerous if exposure to it is brief. The provincial Green Party leader and the head of the Conservation Council of New Brunswick say the province did a poor job of communicating the potential environmental and health risks to residents. Our CMPs say one man in Nova Scotia is dead and another is missing after they failed to return from ice fishing. Police say a multi-agency search for the missing man is underway in the area of Belle Isle, about 180 kilometers west of Halifax near the Annapolis River. The RCMP say they received a report around 11:30 p.m. Tuesday that two men aged 73 and 77 had not returned from ice fishing. Police used remotely piloted aircraft to conduct air searches overnight while local fire services searched in the water, and the deceased man was found yesterday afternoon. Police in Cape Breton say a 53-year-old man is dead after his vehicle collided with a bus in North Sydney. Cape Breton Regional Police say the crash happened yesterday morning near the intersection of Archibald Avenue and Pleasant Street. They say students were taken off the bus and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the vehicle was taken away with life-threatening injuries, and police issued an update yesterday afternoon saying that he had died. Officials in a Newfoundland town long tormented by the stench of an abandoned fish sauce factory say the site could be cleaned up this summer. The town council in St. Mary's says in a social media post that the cleanup job is ready to go to tender. The post says the waste will be disposed of at a facility in the community of Sunnyside. It says Municipal Affairs Minister Chris Tibbs has promised that the decades-old sauce will be removed and cleaned up by the summer. Construction of a new ferry that will carry passengers between Nova Scotia and Eastern PEI has been put on hold. The new ferry, which is supposed to replace MV Holiday Island, which caught fire in 2022 and was later scrapped. Transport Canada says all work related to the new ferry has been on hold since July of last year. Earlier this week, the department said some decisions are required before work can resume, but it didn't provide any details. Dalhousie University's long-awaited new rink will officially open today. The Olton Stanish Centre, a 60,000-square-foot arena on the Halifax campus, features an NHL-size ice surface. It's also the new home of the school's physiotherapy clinic. And that has been your CHMA Atlantic Update.
Hi, this is Carissa from Radio Laurier, and you're listening to CHMA.
Hey, this is Bahamas. You're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick, home to some of my dear friends Jesse Baird and Julie Duran.
And here's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update.
And local playoff action. Yesterday, the Mount Allison Mounties women's volleyball team, after getting out to a one-set lead over the Humber Hawks, lose the next three, meaning they have been relegated to the bronze medal quarterfinal happening today. Tip-off for the Mounties game against the Providence Pilots is at 4 p.m. In high school hockey, the Tenchmar Titans boys team will play today after having their second game of the best-of-3 series, in which they're down by one game postponed. They'll be in Caracat tonight. Puck drop at 6 p.m. at the Uni Center, going up against Polyvalent Louis Malo. The women's hockey for the high school, they have the best-of-3 series starting tomorrow night up at the Miramichi Civic Center. They go up against Miramichi Valley High School. Puck drop there is at 5:50, and then on the weekend they'll be back in Sackville, 5:45 at the TV MCC for Game 2, and if a Game 3 is necessary, that'll be Sunday afternoon at 3:45 p.m. at the TV MCC. 3 teams make it into the big dance south of the border for March Madness yesterday. beginning with the McNeese Cowboys defeating the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks 76-59 to win the Southland tournament. In the Patriot League Championship, it was the Lehigh Mountain Hawks with the 74-60 victory over the Boston University Terriers. And in the last game of the night, it was the Idaho Vandals defeating the Montana Grizzly 77-66. They win the Big Sky Championship. A half dozen games in the NBA to tell you about, beginning with the New Orleans Pelicans defeating the Toronto Raptors 122-111. The Orlando Magic defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers 128-122. It was the Knicks by 17 over Utah in Utah 134-117. The Denver Chicken Nuggets, they defeat the Houston Rockets at home by a bunch, 129-93 final there. The Charlotte Hornets defeat the Sacramento Kings on the road, 117-109. And finally, the Los Angeles Clippers putting up a whole bunch of points against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They win at home, 153-128. Two games in the NHL saw Montreal traveling down the 417 to take on the Ottawa Senators in Canada, and Montreal leaves with a 3-2 victory. Philadelphia Flyers, they defeat the Washington Capitals 4-1 final there. In the PWHL, it was the Seattle Torrent ending the Boston Fleet's winning streak. Torrent wins 3-2 final in that one. And in Major League Baseball, yesterday, World Baseball Classic, both Canada and the United States advance to the playoff rounds of the World Baseball Classic.
And that's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update. Please be sure to check out Brian's show on Mondays at 8:30 a.m. for more sports commentary.
Hi, I'm Laura Watson, and you're listening to CHMA.
Hey folks, if you're looking for a relaxed way to start your weekend, join the Morning Comic Club, an introduction to paid transparency happening on Saturday, March 14th in Sackville. You can drop by at Cranewood from 10 to 11 a.m. for a casual read and chat. There is no prep or prior knowledge needed. You can simply grab a coffee and join the conversation. This is a free event in partnership with Mount Allison University's Feminist and Gender Studies program. Coffee and pastries are provided and everyone is welcome. Hey folks, if you're looking to strengthen your grant writing skills, join Grants 101, a practical interactive workshop for non-profit organizations. This is happening on Sunday, March 15th at Mount Wortley Community Hall from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Learn the full grant process from defining your purpose to building strong proposals, realistic budgets, and funder relationships. Participants will leave with practical tips and resources that they can use right away. You can register now at tantrumrnb.com/programs. Hey folks, if you're looking for a fun and creative way to spend time with your children, Make Something Sunday is back with Felt World, a hands-on workshop where kids 12 and under, along with their grown-ups, can cut, shape, and play with colorful felt to create a movable felt board artwork. Drop in on Sunday, March 15th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Owens Art Gallery in Sackville. No registration is required and it is completely free. Hey folks, if you're looking for something to do on a Thursday evening, the Sackville Film Society presents No Other Choice on Thursday, March 19th at 7:30 p.m. Catch this gripping black comedy thriller at the Amherst Theatre. It is directed by Park Chan-wook and the film follows a desperate middle-aged man who takes shocking steps to secure a new job after being laid off. So don't miss out.
In conjunction with Marshview Middle School, join for a once-a-week after-school homework help program focused on numeracy and literacy. The program will support students with completing homework, provide extra practice sheets or activities, and create a relaxed, supportive space to learn. The program runs Thursdays from 3 to 5 p.m. at Bill Johnstone, starting February 5th and running until April 2nd, excluding February 19th and March 5th. Registration is open at www.tantramrnb.com/programs.
And that was your CHMA news. Please visit www.chmafm.com for more news and to sign up for our email newsletter. Funding is provided by our monthly sustainers, the Community Radio Fund of Canada, and the Municipality of Tantramara's Community Development Grant. If you have a story idea or would like to include an announcement, please write us at news@chmafm.com.
Hey guys, you are listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick, voice of the Marshes. I'm Maya Noel, and this is the Late Morning Show. We're going to jump right into our next few songs. We have Aquaculture with Holy and Jenny Fall with To Be a Rose.
Change
Is Jenny Haval with To Be a Rose on CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick, Voice of the Marshes. I'm Maya Noel, and you are listening to the Late Morning Show, and we also listened to Holy by Aquaculture. We're going to finish up the hour with Big Thief and Double Infinity, as well as Kate LeBon and Is It Worth It? Have a great day.
Been lost